Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel, the XP98. Trying to get everything set up here. We're going to do a little something different today. We're going to do a cold and dark startup of my Embraer 110. So we'll get that set up here just a second. Then we're going to do a short flight from Austin, Texas up to KSJT. Show you how well this plane flies. Let's see, we get my other pieces up and going. Gotta have that on. That's for my graphics card. Alright, I'll get this going here. So get all my doors closed here. This little button, I'll show you here where this is at. There's a little button right here, ramp list. Just hit that. Alright, let's try to get this puppy started like I did last time. Alright, you want to go up here to this main panel, which is your overhead. And you can also go down into your lower panel here. Do the first engine up to say 30 something percent. This and up to about 30 something percent. Then you want to come back up to your overhead. Well, I take that back. Let's go in the middle here. What you want to do is turn your right pump on up here. Right fuel pumps. Turn your cross feed on. Come over here. There's a little switch. Let me get this hydraulic switch. You want that turned on. See if we can move this out of the way so you see a little bit better. Now we come back up to the upper panel. Turn on your generator. And come down here to your, let's go ahead and turn our inverters on. And there's a separator on. Then we come over here, right engine switch. And you can also look down here on your panels here. They're not coming on yet. So we'll go back up the upper panel. Now after you get them up and running, what you need to do is go down, make sure your temperature, pressure is coming up. They're all coming up good. Oil pressure is good. Oil temp's coming up on the right engine. Then after you get them start, be sure you turn off your starter, because it'll stay running. Then go down here, set up your number, your second one. Pull this up, give it a little bit of there. Turn this up. Then go up here, hit your other fuel pumps right here. Get both up. Now we go back up to the top. Turn on your inverter. Turn on your separator. Turn on your left ignition switch. They all light up. After they up and going, come back up to your panel. Go ahead and turn off your starter off, because if you don't, all your instruments will die on you. Now we turn these off. Turn on our anti-collision lights, navigation lights, taxi lights on. Wipers do work. So let's go back down, make sure they're all working correctly. All my gauges are going. Temperature's okay. Oil temp on both of them is in the green. T2's okay. Now you can hit this, turn the prop sync on if you want. Now to get your if you don't have this button right here where it says, let me zoom in a little bit here. The CDI, you have to have that button click the GPS. If not, it will not work. This is your GPS down here. Set your altitude what you want. So we're going to go ahead and turn that on. That's the vertical speed we don't want. We want the altitude. You just use your scroll wheel up to get it to where you want. We're going to go up to 8,500 feet. Just keep using your scroll wheel up till you get your altitude. And you come back over, hit your side button here, or center button, the vertical speed. I'm going to go up at 1,000 feet a minute. Let's make it 13. Alright. Got that set. Go ahead and turn on your nav, your altitude. Now you have to come back in here and reset it all again. I don't know why it does that, but it does. Yeah, the first time I tried flying this, I could not get the daggone instruments to stay on. Let's see. We don't want that. We want the vertical speed. Why is that not going up? That's 8,500 what we want. That's right. Some reason or other, it wants to be a pain in the butt today. Guess I'm doing something wrong. We don't want to engage the. Okay, got to engage the vertical speed. All right, that's my fault. We're going to take it up to 1,800 feet. And we pretty well got everything set. All the things are in the right mode. Come back over here to our tablet. Make sure we got the wheel chocks moved. All the doors are closed. Move the wheel chocks. And we can leave it up and going. We don't need it no more. Then we'll jump out.
Austin ground, Logan Air 1269er, requesting pushback.
Logan Air 1269er, pushback request accepted.
We should have all of the lights on. Go up to It's going to be a short flight from Austin, Texas up to
Austin
KSJT.
ground, Logan Air 1269er, requesting the end of pushback.
Logan Air 1269er, request to end pushback received.
You always want to make sure
Austin ground, Logan Air
your trim
1269er,
down there
Whiskey request taxi for takeoff west departure.
is set to 0.
Logan Air 1269er, taxi to and hold short of runway 36 left via taxiway Tango Charlie. Contact tower on 121.0 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 36 left using taxiway Tango Charlie Logan Air 1269er.
All right, park and brake off. She is a little bit noisy. Yeah, she is a little bit noisy. Just a little bit loud. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Everybody get their shots. After we get this flight, we're going to take a little break, then I'll come back in and do another one for FS Economy. Now, once you get up to altitude, you can turn on your inertial separator. It's right here. You can turn these on when you get up. Back over here and turn off your tablet. You don't need it. Yeah, I just bought this plane from Microsoft Flight Sim. I only seen one decent uh, cold and dark startup, so I watched just a little bit of the video, but I've been flying quite a bit on single engine and twin engine planes, and I basically know what's got to be turned on. Had a hard time finding out where my GPS was, but it's right, like I said early in the video, it's right here on this first switch. If not, it will not follow the course.
Austin Tower, Logan Air 1269er, at runway 36 left, ready for takeoff departure, to the west. Logan Air 1269er, cleared for takeoff, runway 36 left, departure, to the west, approved. Cleared for takeoff, runway 36 left, Logan Air 1269er. Austin Tower, Delta 7586 miles, south inbound ILS, runway 36 left, approach. Delta 758 Austin Tower. Cleared ILS, runway 36 left, approach. Altimeter 29.902 with 265 the tree. Delta 758 cleared to land, runway 36 left. Wind 265 the tree. Clear to land, runway 36 left, Delta 758.
And we're gonna go gear up. Gonna turn the autopilot on. She's got control of it. Wait till she gets. She's gonna take it up. And we'll do Alt 2. Make sure.
Delta 758 contact ground on 121.9.
Alt 4.
Logan Air 1269er, continue for west departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace. Austin Tower, Logan Air 1269er, continue for west departure.
We're gonna pull our altitude down a little bit. Going up too steep. We'll pull our flaps up. Now the speed will come up. Coming up 1,000 feet a minute.
Logan Air 1269er, you are leaving my airspace, frequency change approved. Austin Tower, Logan Air 1269er, frequency change.
Now we can go back up to the top screen.
Austin approach,
Turn
Logan
off
Air
our
1269er, is type
taxi.
5 miles, northwest of Austin. Request, flight following.
Now I show the wiper motor here.
Logan Air 1269er Austin approach. Squawk 0225.
They do work. Only problem is sometimes they
Squawk
don't
0225, Logan Air 1269er.
they don't like to. You like to be right in your
Logan Air 1269er radar
line of
contact
sight,
6 miles
just like
northwest
that.
of Austin, 2,400 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
Copy, Logan Air 1269er.
This panel's not
Generic
working
1
yet.
Tango X-ray, you are 300 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 2,600 feet, altimeter 29.902.
So now you can
Logan Air 1269er, contact Austin approach on 119.0.
go ahead and bump these up. I
Going
should
to
have had them.
119.0.
I should have had them bumped up prior to takeoff, but I didn't.
Austin
This is your
approach,
fuel
Logan
mixture.
Air 1269er, 3,600 feet.
Logan Air 1269er, Austin approach, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
88,
Delta
88.
690, please expedite your descent to 4,000 feet.
That give you a little bit better rate of climb. Come down here and check your temperatures. Oil pressure's good. Oil temp is in the green. Your torque is okay. It's in the green. And over here, you're going to adjust your range by hitting this zoom out, zoom in. $149 miles from distance to KSJT. Of course, this is your flight band, active flight pan. And how do you get these views? You have to reset them every time, but all you do is hit Control Alt, and on the number pad over to your right, you can normal pad, you can put whatever you want. Like I got my overhead, I got it, once you set it, it's Alt 8, will automatically go up to there.
Delta 690,
And Alt 4 to there. Alt 5 will be in the back. Alt 6 is the right side.
125.65.
Alt 2 is my middle console down on the. Alt 1 is the right side. Alt 3 is to the right side. Alt 6, Alt 5 is in the back. I don't have nothing for 7 or 9. Alt 8's up top. And then you just hit the letter F to come back to your center control, and you're all set. This here has a readout, 144.6 miles, doing 168 knots. She can cruise up to 210, 212 on the speed. Not as fast as a commercial plane, but she certainly don't have the range, but it's a nice bird to fly.
Delta 690, descend and maintain 2,100 feet.
And like I said earlier in the video, this plane will not start on Control 2 or Control E. It will not start. You have to do it by the book, or close by the book. And be sure when you get the engine started, on whichever one you're starting first, after it's up and running, turn off the starter switch.
Delta 690, you are 7 miles south of Austin.
If you don't, it will die on you. Well, the engine won't die, but you'll lose all your instruments. These will be all blacked out, like they're turned off. This will go cattywampus off at an angle. It will not read correctly.
On 118.225 Delta 690.
And you know you got everything right when you look down here on on your screen when they first start up, all the things is nothing showing here. Or I mean, right here. So I can go up there and turn the left generator off. Let's see. All right, turn that one off. That's the reason why it was showing me a reading. Nope. I guess I got to be on. So we'll turn them back on and see if all the lights are gone now. Yep, they're all gone. So if you have all these lights off in this panel right here, you know you're doing it correctly. You really don't have the prop sync on, but you do have to have this. You do have to have this hydraulic booster pump on. Now you can also turn on your air conditioner.
Austin approach, generic Alpha Alpha Lima 2211 is at 9,700 feet, climbing 10,000 feet. Generic Alpha Alpha Lima 2211, Austin approach, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.92. Generic 211, you are trade 2 miles northwest. Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 36 right approach via BALLD transition. Clear to BALLD.
Don't know if this switch here works.
Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 36 right approach via ball transition. Clear to ball generic 211.
We're cruising about 180 something miles an hour, or 205 knots, 38 minutes to destination. And there's your red line, 230 knots. So we up and going. Yeah, she is a little bit loud, so hold your ears. So I want to go back inside a little bit quieter. So I'm going to go take a little walkabout, get up and stretch my legs since I'm diabetic. So sitting here in this office chair makes my legs kind of numb, so I got to get up and walk around. But I'll be back in about 6-8 minutes, so y'all enjoy the flight, and I'll be back in a few.
Austin approach, generic Alpha Alpha Lima 1760 is climbing through 9,200 feet for 10,000 feet. Generic Alpha Alpha Lima 1760, Austin approach, continue to Candy as planned. Altimeter 29.92. Logan Air 1269, contact Houston Center on 132.35.
1 132.35, Logan Air 1269er. Houston Center, Logan Air 1269er, 8,500 feet.
Logan Air 1269er, Houston Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 29er.9er2. Delta 2779er, you are 63 miles northwest. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 36 left approach via Canby transition. Cleared to Canby. Alaska 1254, you are 67 miles northwest. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 36 left approach via Canby transition. Cleared to Canby. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 36 left approach via Canby transition. Cleared to Canby Delta 2779er.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 36 left approach via Canby transition. Cleared to Canby, Alaska 1254.
Alaska 1254, contact Houston Center on 125.65. Delta 2779er, contact Houston Center on 134.2. 134.2 for Delta 2779er. Houston Center Delta 2779er is at flight level 265, descending 4,000 feet. Delta 2779er, Houston
Okay,
Center,
folks, I'm
continue to
back.
Camby this land.
I'll take that little walkabout there. I think the only thing I really messed up on was not having these mixers all the way up forward. But these are how you shut the further your prop than the fuel cutoff. Under 80 miles to go. Yeah, this will be a short flight today, and we'll do one tomorrow. I know St. Matthew's not up yet, but we can check. We're looking for KSJT. No KSJT yet. Down about 50 miles it'll show up. So we're cruising along at 206 knots. True airspeed's about 190, but ground speed's 206. 23 minutes from destination. So we'll just be bopping along. Doesn't have a very high ceiling of only 21,000 feet. Yeah, if anybody's having problems with crash to desktop, you can try out go to your task manager, go over the details, start your flight sim up, and scroll down till you see your flight sim.exe. Right click on it, go to Affinity, and however many CPUs you have or cores, uncheck the very first one. That way the Windows will run it and the flight simmer will take all the other cores. And since I've been doing that, I've not had any more crash to desktops. And in my earlier videos, do not change the engine config. You do not need the A32NX from GitHub. You just need to download the fly-by-wire installer, and it normally goes into your app data Roman flight simulator folder. It'll say fly-by-wire A32NX. Then you make a copy of that and put it in your regular official folder wherever you got your flight sim at, and make a copy and put it in your community folder. Then there's a website that I go to.
Houston Center Envoy 4012 is at flight level 340 descending
And you shouldn't have no
10,000
problem.
feet.
We're doing a short flight. I did a cold and dark startup of my new plane I bought yesterday, the Embraer 110, and I did a cold and start setup. So if you want to check out the first of the video, we've got 71 miles to go, flying from Austin, Texas up to KSJT, northwest of Austin. So it's a little short flight left, 70 miles left. Welcome, Esteban. Glad you can stop by. I would show the outside view, but the plane is really loud. Hold your ears. Go back inside, it's a little bit quieter. Now our destination should be coming up. Let's check the nearest airport list again. Looking for KSJT. Yep. No KSJT. No KSJT. And no KSJT. So we wait.
Envoy 4012, contact MT Work Center on
We'll wait a little
126
bit longer.
45.
Yes, kind of loud. Welcome, viewer number 2. If you want to check out the video, this is a new plane from Microsoft. It's an Embraer 110, and had to do a little bit of researching.
1.6.15 for Envoy 4012.
How to do a cold and dark startup. So if you want to, really the only thing I didn't do correctly was I didn't have I had these down there like 30%, but I got it set for cruising, so I'm not burning that much fuel. If you got all these turned off, these for the engine 1 and engine 2, if they're all turned off correctly, you will not have no warnings over here. You have to have your booster pump on and your fuel pumps for engine 2, engine 1. This is the crossfeed on. You have to have that on, because if not, she'll only draw from one engine. So it should be about ready to come up. Scroll back down again. No KSJT. 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 That's close to where we're going. Welcome, visitor number 2. Glad you can stop by. I do a video, or try to do a video every evening at 6 p.m. Central Time. And if you check out my website at Gone Bad Dog 123, I have a lot of P3D, and I have a lot of these live streams I've been doing up to YouTube. So there's bound to be 90% of my planes, if not all of them, commercial planes, is my Airbus A320. And as soon as Aerosoft gets off their tush, I'm going to buy the A318, 19, 20, 21 and do the flight plans from Lufthansa for a year. And that'll be the actual flight plans that Lufthansa flies over in Europe. Might eventually get up to a round the world trip in my A320. But it'll take 2.5 weeks to do one flight a day. Along from Houston to New York to Boston to Newfoundland to Greenland to Iceland, down to London, England, then Paris, France, Rome, Italy, Cairo, Egypt, then over into India, then down through the Philippines, there at Singapore, and 3 stops in Australia, then over to New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand, up to Fiji. Then I had to jump into my 747 to fly from Fiji up to Tokyo, and then got back in my A320, flown from Tokyo over to Anchorage, Alaska, then down to Seattle, Portland, Salt Lake City, Denver, Dallas, back to Houston. 2.5 weeks. All doing live weather. So whatever the weather was at when I was landing, that's what I got. Alright, let's see if KSJT will pop up now. There's KATY, but that's not what we're looking for. Alright, here we go. KSJT, that's the one we want.
Mathis Tower, Logan Air 1269er, is 45 miles southeast with Oscar to land.
Logan Air 1269er, Mathis Tower. Make left base runway 21. Altimeter 29er, decimal 9er, to wind 264 at tree.
Make left base runway 21 Logan Air 1269er.
$40 miles away. Now, if anybody's wondering how you get the custom views that I have in here, that's one for the left side. That's Alt 4. But how do you get the custom views? You hit Control Alt and you move your mouse to where you want the view to show up. This is the right side. This is my top panel. This is my bottom panel where all my controls is. There's my window view to the right, window view to the left, and there's my view to the back of my cabin. Or you can just hit the letter F. That'll put you right up here in the middle. Alright, we're going to get ready to start coming down, so go down to my center panel here. Zoom in just a little bit. You have to use your scroll wheel to scroll down. I'll take it down to 3,000 feet. Then you use your vertical speed. You have to turn that back on, and we're going to be coming down. Go back to Alt 4. See, we're really picking up speed now. So we're going to go back to Alt 2. Going to move these back up to 100%. And back to Alt 4. Go ahead and bring my speed down. Actually, you can probably pull it all the way back to idle. I want around 100, 140 knots. Yeah, them custom views, every time you choose a plane, you'll have to reset, which is no problem. Just hit that Control Alt and put your view where you want it, and whichever numeral pad 1, 2, up 1 up to 9 to wherever you want the views at. Yeah, this is down here in Texas. This part of Texas is pretty well flat. Now, when you start getting out toward uh, El Paso and north of Amarillo, you start getting in the roly-poly hills. Right there in the middle where Amarillo is pretty well flat. And if you ever been out there, you look at the trees, you can tell which way the wind's been blowing for 90% of the time. Because the trees are all leaned over one side, including all the limbs. You go down there south of Lubbock, you start dropping off like a little plateau. Only thing that's kind of tall is there in Amarillo for the ramps going over the interchanges. Yeah, we're getting close. Getting close. Want to jump in the outside view, so Everybody hang on to your ears. Landing lights on, so you hit Alt 8. Come up to your landing lights. These are as beacon only, or you want beacon and strobe light on. So we go back Alt 4. And go outside, hold your ears. That's a turboprop for you. They're loud. I can turn them down just a little bit. Is that a little bit better, Esteban? I'm gonna take control. Beep, 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 beep. I hear you, beep, beep, beep. Yep, we're close. 4 miles from the pattern entry, and
Logan Air 1269er, cleared to land runway 21. Wind
a little bit quieter. I tried my best. That's years and years and years of practice. Okay, well, you shut this one down is like you do your caravan. Go down here to feather your props. And you pull your props down. And you go into here, cut off your cross feed, cut off your two pumps. Go over here, your hydraulic is turned off. Then go up to your overhead panels, turn off your generator, turn off your inverter, your generator, turn that off, turn this off. Then we're going to go up here and have a going to get our power supply up here.
Madness ground, Logan Air 1269er. Could you please send a ground power unit? Logan Air 1269er. A ground power unit is on the road.
Alright, now you can turn off your battery. Get over here where we can hit it. That's going to shut everything down. Then we go to our side view here. And we go into here. Put our wheel chocks, traffic cones, engine cover, pilot covers. Open the two doors. Here comes the doors open. So that's another successful flight and a cold and dark startup from the EMB Embraer 110 from Austin, Texas to San Angelo Mathis Field in Logan Air. Alright, we'll catch everybody tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time, and I hope everybody has a good day, and we will catch you tomorrow. Ta-da!